Every year, Kelly and I, we retire our wedding rings and I make new ones. That's what we were supposed to do today, but the only thing in the world that could take precedence over me making my annual wedding rings, Grandpa Pachuto called me and has a project for me. Everything stops when Grandpa Pachuto calls. 100-year-old Grandpa Pachuto, who is still a woodworker, by the way, 100-year-old Grandpa Pachuto needs a place to put his canes. He even drew up the dimensions for me. It needs to be 12 inches wide, needs to be 24 inches tall, and 2 inches deep. He doesn't want individual little holders for each cane. He wants basically a box to put them in. He also said, don't get fancy. I'm not sure what that means. I'm just gonna do what I do. And today's video is brought to us by Squarespace. We've had a lot of fun recently working without plans. It's worked very well for the shoe bench and the piano. Let's see if we can continue the streak and make something really nice without plans. This actually came from my grandfather's friend who has a woods where he cuts down trees, mills them up, and then sells it to friends and family. He recently passed away, so I think it's fitting to use the wood from his friend for this project. So that is an absolutely beautiful piece of walnut. My one concern with this is it's only 2 inches deep and 12 inches wide. I'm worried about it tipping over. So we're gonna make the top and then we'll have to figure out how to make sure that base is secure. Got that all milled up. That looks absolutely gorgeous. So I think the next step is to make the 4 corner posts and then just kind of wing it from there and see what happens. I'm thinking of creating some sort of L, and that gives me some options to work with for the 4 different faces. So I'm just kind of seeing what this looks like as an L and seeing what size I would want to cut. I'll let those sit and dry for about an hour while I think about what the next step is gonna be. Am I allowed to use my own designs as inspiration? This is a trash can that we made a couple of years ago, and I like how it kind of tapers down and we have these same kind of corner pieces. Now that these are dry, I'm gonna cut them to their rough length. We have our 4 corners and now we need to make the panels, and I'm gonna use 1/8 inch plywood for that. But to make it special, I'm gonna make my own walnut veneers from the same board so everything is going to match, and maybe we can come up with a cool pattern. By the way, my brother Daniel, it's his birthday. Triple time, he's getting triple time today. So we got our veneers cut. Respect the walnut. We are going to glue this onto a piece of plywood. So Grandpa wants this 12 inches wide. He did not say outside diameter or inside diameter. I'm assuming outside. So the inside piece needs to be... So we have our front and back panel. To make this a little bit more interesting, I am going to have it taper down to give it this nice little angle. Subtle, but nice. Like your mom. I run into a design issue. So here's my front legs, and if this goes into there, that goes into there. I have the 2-inch side piece. 2 inches is the depth that Grandpa wanted. And if I put that there and then put this leg here, and then same with this one, I get this weird gap right here. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller. So we got that crazy profile. That works a little bit better, reveals more of the side pieces. Playing with the book matching on our veneers here, I like the way this looks. So I'm gonna roughly cut these veneers down to size. So now I got my veneers book matched and taped up. So now we just add a little bit of glue and throw it into the bag. Taping the sandwich together so it doesn't slide around on me when I get it into the bag. Throw this guy on top just to hold everything in place. I've got that's gonna go on there like that. The side pieces go on here like so, but I made a big mistake. I did not account for the thickness of the plywood, so the opening at the top is only 1.5 inches and not 2 inches like Grandpa requested. There are no shortcuts to quality furniture, so I'm gonna remake these two. Grandpa deserves the best. Grandpa doesn't deserve my mistakes. So I'm gonna remake these two so we have the opening that Grandpa deserves and wants and will get. We're gluing this together. This is kind of an unusual glue up. So I'm using a combination of pin nails and clamps. And then this part can go right over here. This is my worst nightmare, is getting my arm hairs in glue. You gotta get this off now, otherwise you'll be in a world of hurt later on. That's my worst nightmare, not spinning blades and bits that could kill me at any moment. I got that piece cut. That's going to go on the bottom there. And then with one of these extra pieces here, I want to cut little L shapes out of this, and then I can glue it onto here to have little feet. And then I may chamfer the edges I may chamfer the edges. I don't need to tell you why. I want to chamfer the edges. Chamfers are for closers.
Coffee's for closers only.
Because we have all these weird angles coming together here at the bottom, nothing matches up perfectly, so we're gonna take this to a belt. There's the base. We got a little hole right there.
What's that, Dave?
Yeah, that's a little nature. Adding a little bit of glue to the bottom of this. It's not going to be very strong. That's why we need the dowels. The trick is to get this on here and not spread glue all over the place. Put a couple pins in there, just hold it in place until we get a clamp on there. Now all we gotta do is cover up this mess up top. So I'm gonna do like a picture frame type thing. I'm gonna hot glue the top on here. Hot glue might seem like an odd choice, but this has the potential to expand and contract. It's so small, it probably won't matter, but just in case, the hot glue is flexible, so it will move with the seasons and allow that tiny fraction of movement. This is overkill. Woodworkers love overkill. So I thought it would be a nice touch to add one of my grandpa's crosses that he made on there. To date, he's made over 30,000. So I inlaid that into the front and added some finish, and I'm really happy with the way this came out. So now I've got it loaded up in the truck and I'm heading over to Grandpa's to go give it to him. I'm gonna film his reaction. In the meantime, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Squarespace. Just driving real slow, cruising through these tiny little towns. I've been using Squarespace for almost 10 years now, which is kind of bonkers. That's way before they were a sponsor. If you don't know, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to host your website. It is your website. It can be the main central hub of your business. You can bring in all your social media feeds. You can sell both physical and digital items. That's the thing that I do with my website. I sell merch and I sell digital plans. I use a place called Printful to print my t-shirts, and Squarespace integrates seamlessly into that. I can set up my t-shirts and all my merch there and then just bring them in automatically to Squarespace. That handles all the back end of inventory and sales and analytics and all that stuff. It's really super easy to use. It's so simplified. The templates are absolutely beautiful. There's a ton to choose from, and if you change your mind, you can switch it out down the road if you want to. Squarespace also has a couple other services that I like to use. You can get your domain name through them, and I use their email marketing system. With a click of the mouse, I can bring in content from my website right into my e-blast, which is super nice and easy. The sun came out. Visit squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, visit squarespace.com/makesomething for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now we're almost there. Let's give this to Grandpa Pachuto. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for a couple of reasons. One, I get to see Grandpa Pachuto again, and two, I get to film his reaction. Let's go see what Grandpa thinks. Is it okay if I record me bringing the stand in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. I put one of your crosses in there. Did you make that? That just made my day. If you like to see me wing it and work without plans, check out the shoe bench video. As always, be safe, have fun, stay passionate, and make something.